Welcome to Xtra presented by VDG Sports. I am your host, Vince Douglas Gregory. No filter. Very censored. You can follow Xtra on the Twitter bird, Xtra VDG. I haven't checked to make sure it's correct. I haven't checked to make sure it's right, but I am confident that it is. Or if you like to follow me, that is Vince D. Gregory. I ain't spelling it. You figure it out, because I'm just saying that to say that. I really and truly am. I definitely know where I like to go and like to begin. And I'm just going to have to point the thumb. I'm just going to have to utilize my thumb, because I do a no judge zone. And a no judge zone is I don't judge. I just make observations. And through some observations, I picked up some tendencies. I picked up some patterns, and it's troubling to say the least. Usually I give it enough time to breathe. Usually I give it enough time to breathe and protect the guilty in the game. However, I can't do it no more. I can't do it for this time. I can't do it for this incident. No, I cannot. It was that egregious. It was that bad. It was that troubling, where I'm just going to have to sing like a bird. Yeah, I am. I'm going to sing like a bird with my bird-like voice. Noobs, thank you for giving me an opportunity. Thank you for giving me a shot. Even if it's half a second, 1 second, 20, however long you decided that I was worth it. Appreciate you kindly. Now get the moving, get the stepping. Regs, we back at it again. Regs, this is for you. It feels like every single day, but it ain't every single day. It just feels that way because we got this special, yes, unique bond that we share. Sharing is caring. However, some things are not to be shared. If you know, you know, but this is a family program. This is a family program. 1 month, 1 year, 1 decade, 1 time frame. You're going to figure it out. Somebody's going to figure it out, and retroactively, we're going to go back and say, this is what it is. This is what it always was. And this what it'll continue to be. But up to that point now, but until that point, we're just going to say it is what it is. It's Manny being Manny. And this is a special, unique bond that we share. No words necessary. No words necessary. If you know, you know. If you know, you know. There were multiple different directions that I was getting pulled in. There were different ideas that I had. There are a lot of things that's keeping me up at night that I need to address. But I just had to push all of that to the back burner. I just had to bring this up with the quickness, bring this up because it was just that atrocious. It was just that terrible. It was just that, you know, and that's the, you know, he, and not the, you know, ha. You know, it was just that bad. It was just that bad. I usually protect the guilty in the game. I can't do it on this one. I can't call it. I can't say, you know, bygones be bygones. You know, it is okay. It is fine. I am all right. I'm okay. I'm all right. But so you can just go ahead and erase everything that I just said before that, because everything after the but is what I really want to say. Is what I really want to mean. I ain't trying to be Mr. Nice. I ain't trying to be the nice guy. I'm just trying to be the truth teller. If somebody need to stand up and tell the truth about this, I will be that truth teller. I will be the truth seeker. I'd be the one who stand up and say, this is the truth. Don't believe your lying eyes. Believe the truth that's coming out of my mouth. Cause that's how it's going to go down. That's how it's going to be. But if you want to trust your lying eyes, you can do that as well. Cause this is still a no judge zone. It's still a no judge zone. I am just the narrator. I'm just the narrator, not the hater. Usually I give you multiple options. This time I'm just going to give you a true or false. On this occasion, I'm just going to give you a true or false. You can believe your lying eyes, true or false. Or you can believe what I am saying, true or false. That's it. It's one of the same of the one. That's not a multiple choice. That's not a multiple pick. It is one thing, one scenario. Either you do or you don't. Either true or false. And that's it. That is it. No multiple choice, no multiple guess, no fill in the blank. See, at least I didn't give you or do the fill in the blank. I could have done the fill in the blank, but nah, this required a true or false. So you got a 50-50 chance instead of a 40% chance, instead of a 25% chance, instead of a 0% chance. At least it's almost like a coin flip, but not necessarily a real true coin flip. Not necessarily a real and true coin flip. Being inside my G-Ride, I pretty much progressed on from stories about singing, dancing, making my chest pop in the G-Ride, doing what it do, being in my happy place, being in my happy zone. But this story requires it. Yeah, dude. I've grown personally. I've moved on personally, but sometimes you just gotta go with the classics. Sometimes you just gotta play them hits. Sometimes you just gotta give the people what they want. So I'm going to give the people what they want. Meaning, the epic journeys and all of that stuff's coming back too. The epic journeys and all of that stuff is coming back too. But I'm going to play the hits right now. I'm going to play the hits and I'm going to tell the truth. It is tell the truth time. So if you ain't ready for tell the truth time, I suggest you just go ahead and stop right now and you eject. You just go ahead and stop right now and we'll see you tomorrow. You just go ahead and stop right now and maybe we'll see you next year. You can just go ahead and stop right now and maybe we just never, ever see you again. I'm okay with that. I am fine with that. I am okay and fine with that. The truth ain't meant for everybody. The truth ain't possible for everyone. You can't understand it, but you can't deny it. You cannot deny it. And that's what led me here. Out of all the things, this is what led me here. I know I read a lot of books. And reading a lot of books and magazines and keeping up with stuff and all of that, it's expanding my mind. And in addition to that, I am also watching TV and doing creative stuff and creating and making things and making stuff happen and challenging myself and pushing past limits. I am doing all of these things and I'm not thinking from a straight line to the next straight line. I am seeing the broad picture. I am seeing everything in its totality, everything in a whole, everything in general. And I am filling in as I go, or I am creating and making as I proceed on. That's why I assume that this person just wanted to throw a challenge in. The universe said, and it's the he still. The universe threw in. It is time to make sure you are doing what is necessary. It is time to make sure that even if you are challenged in your happy place, even if you are challenged in your happy zone, you're going to keep calm. You're going to keep cool. You're going to remain focused. You're going to remain aware. You are gonna not be rattled, not be shook, and definitely not be rolled. The universe presented a test that I really and truly wasn't ready for, but you can just go ahead and ignore all that. because I managed to maintain. I managed to utilize all of the tactics, utilize all of the tricks that's available in my tool bag, available to me to make the situation play out how the situation should have played out. I am in the G ride. I am in my happy place. I am doing what it do or trying to do what it do. And it is dark. It is night. And in the dark, in the night, you really can't see, but don't worry. Don't fret. I ain't going at pedestrians. I ain't hollering and talking about pedestrians. Pedestrians have the right of way all the time. Even if they wrong, they are right. Even if they are right, they are more right than ever. I got a vehicle. I got something that will win every single battle with a pedestrian. So they get the cheat code. They win all the time, even though I could win. That's a game I don't want to win. That's a game that I don't want to play. So I just go ahead and give them the cheat code. This ain't that. This ain't that. This is all of those intelligent people. This is all of the ones who know for a fact that the rules don't apply to them. You know who you are. I'm just standing up and I'm giving you the 2-finger salute. I am giving you the 2-finger salute because that's what you deserve. You deserve the 2-finger salute because the rest of us are just living in your world, even though the world is the world, but we just visiting. We got our visas. We got a time built up in your world so we can just do what you want us to do and not say a word. Because if we say a word, that's when something might pop off. That's when something might happen. That's when something might occur because you might be always ready all the time. And I ain't got time for that. I ain't got time for that. Now, it's dark. It is very, very dark. No pedestrians involved. However, I'm driving and there's another vehicle driving too. And they just decided to test me. They just decided to utilize all of the things that they would normally do within their world to make sure that everything's going accordingly. So in other words, they didn't follow any rule period. They just went ahead and just turned without a turn signal. They just went ahead and turned and out in traffic and just said, this is my world. The rest of you living in it. And that's the you plural. The rest of you are living in it. This is my world. I do what I want. I say what I want. I mean what I want and all of that and all of that. I knew right then and there was going to be some issues. There were going to be some problems. And it wasn't because I was upset. It was because that observation I've seen before. The person who doesn't use the blinker and don't care about anything else but themselves. That's how it's going to be. If they show you who they are, believe them. If they show you who they are, believe them. You don't have to make excuses for them. You don't have to say, oh no, it's not like that. They show you who they are. You believe that's who they are. So right from the get-go, right from the jump, I said to myself, message received loud and clear. From that point on, my anticipation game done went up to maximum level. From that point on, my game overall, mental game overall went up to a level I ain't never seen before. I ain't never had to be. I didn't never have to go in patience level. It ain't move at all. So this was a difficult one. My patience level didn't move at all. So this was a difficult one, but I knew what I was working with. I knew what I was in for. I knew the universe was running this test and I had to pass this test by any means necessary. I had to pass the test without any blowback, without any drama. Nah, That wasn't in the cards. That wasn't something that I was prepared and ready to do. So I'm now behind the vehicle after they done decided to show me who they were. And from that point on, everything within my being said that this is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a difficult one. There was no more singing. There was no more dancing. There was no more making the chest pop when inside the G-Ride, because I was leveled up, maxed out to awareness game. So I had to be super, not duper, because we were well past duper, but I was super aware. And my super aware required me to turn the music off, required me to be extremely focused, because I didn't know what the person in front of me was going to do. I didn't know what the person in front of me was going to do. My mind reading game, it works. But when it's dark, when it is super dark, it's hard for me because I can't pick up on the cues. I can't see how they moving. I can't read their intentions as good. So I had to be on my best behavior, and I had to make sure that awareness game was maxed out. And my awareness game being maxed out required me to be focused, required me to focus on anything, any clues, context clues that I can put up and put together to make sure the situation would end well. And after being behind this vehicle and watching him make several turns without using a blinker, I started to get more comfortable, because now I know for a fact that I am in this person's world. This is a dream. I am in this person's world. This is a dream for them and a nightmare for me. And how do you get out of nightmares? You run. How do you get out of nightmares? You try to wake up as fast as possible. How do you get out of nightmares? You go to safety. And me getting to safety was basically getting away from behind this vehicle as soon as possible in a presentful way that wouldn't have tipped off that I knew that I was dreaming, and that I knew that the only way to avoid and get out of this was to go by. And in addition to going through all of the turns without any indication that they were turning or moving one direction or another, the speed suggestion that was posted was just a suggestion. And so they felt the need to not honor the suggestion. So the speed was saying do this much. They decided to do far, far less. So in addition to playing the guessing game, now I'm playing the game that the suggestion isn't what it's gonna be. The suggestion is just a suggestion, and they were going to not honor the suggestion and go a little bit or a lot of bit below the suggestion, because this is what they do in their world. When I figured that out, when I figured the game out, when I had the game cornered, when I had the game on lock, I knew who I was dealing with from observations from previous encounters. I knew what the end game was going to be. I knew how to get out of that situation without any drama, without anything popping off. And that required me to be patient. That required me to wait for my one shot, my one opportunity to get by, my one shot, my one opportunity to get by, and I couldn't blow it. I had to make the most of it. So when we was getting to a place where I could just hit my blinker to let everyone else know my intentions, to hit my blinker to let everybody else know that this is somebody that they don't want to be behind, to hit my blinker and to let everybody else know my intentions, that my intentions is to get out of this nightmare so I can just be free and be me. I had to make it count. I had to make it count. And so when I hit that blinker to let everybody know, I just put my foot down. The singing, the dancing, the chest popping wasn't taking place, but I was visualizing. I was like, I'm coming. I am coming. We gonna be there. We gonna be back together one day soon. I'm gonna be back in my happy place. I'm gonna be back in the place where I want to be the most. And that is in my world, following the rules. In my world, following the rules and making sure that I'm connected to reality. everyone's reality, the shared reality, sort of like a social contract, if you will. And I was able to pass. I was able to make the most of that opportunity, and I was able to get by. Now I realize I'm sweating. I realized that this was something that was an extremely tense moment. It felt like that I been in a marathon. It felt like that I was mentally drained. I was so exhausted. The only other thing that I can think of at that time, because I wasn't thinking about me in that moment, I was thinking about everybody else. I was feeling sorry and feeling bad for everybody else. I was hoping that everybody else picked up on my nonverbal communication. I was hoping that everybody picked up on my verbal communication. I hope that everybody picked on my not so subtle moves. And they didn't get stuck, and they didn't have to endure what I endured for so long. Therefore, I looked up in my rear view, and I saw that everybody got the message. Everybody was on the same wavelength. Everybody was on my same page, and they did the exact same thing that I did. So in that moment of clarity, I felt proud. I felt proud. And I said to myself, definitely out loud, this is what it's all about. This is what it's all about. Sharing and caring. Sharing and caring. Thank you for listening. Thank you for listening. Be sure to check out the new and improved website at extra.vdgsports.com. That is extra.vdgsports.com. This episode is not being sponsored by VinceDouglasGregory.com. VinceDouglasGregory.com is where you can keep up with me, my whereabouts, my well-being, basically all things Vince. All things Vince. And it's not being sponsored. Sorry, but still trying to catch up. Still trying to catch up. So sorry, not sorry. Regs, you know what time it is. Yeah, you do. It's time for me to say, there's a YouTube, VDG Sports. Like, subscribe, share, basically do whatever it is you do there. Comment if you must. Comment if you must. Yeah, you can. You can. Everything is there. Noobs, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Regs, I ain't gonna waste no time. I ain't gonna waste no more of your time, because you definitely know I'm not gonna give it to you. I'm changing. I'm still playing the hits. I'm going to continue to play the hits, I guess, again and again and again until the hits ain't hitting anymore. But I ain't bringing it back. I'll give you a little drop, though. I'll give you a little drop. Peace. Ow, drop over.